happiness through curiosity on TRS Clips. I want to ask you about Tantra and where it fits into the spiritual path. My reading of it is that it's not for everyone, firstly. It does have a fierce aspect, but if you're guided in it gradually, it makes your path even faster. But that's not exactly why you should go into it. Would you like to highlight Tantra a little bit? Because when I told my mother that I've started doing some mantras, she's like, what is all this? You first time making videos about ghosts, and now you're getting into Tantra. But I don't look at it as a negative thing.
You know, somewhere along the line, this Tantra has acquired a very bad name. Normally, because people associate Tantra only with Dagoris, or people who live in the smashans, or people who drink and have all kinds of orgies. And this is the picture presented in Tantra. But really, Tantra is not just this. Look, first we must understand the word yantra, mantra, tantra. Yantra is a diagram.
Tantra is a diagram.
Yantra.
Yantra is a
It's a
diagram.
diagram. Mantra is the sound that activates that machine. Yantra also means a machine, you know that.
Could a crystal like that be a yantra?
Could be.
An object?
Object, but it should have some signal by which it can attract forces.
A symbol.
That is called the yantra.
Okay.
A diagram.
Okay.
So yantra. And mantra is what activates the energy inside. And tantra is a combination of both. Okay. Now, the meaning of now you should also understand that when you say tantra, traditionally there are two paths. One is called the Kaulachara or the left hand path, Vamachara, and the other is the Samaya Marga. Two paths. Adi Shankara, who wrote the Saundari Lahiri, was a Samaya Margin. He practiced the right hand path. Liquor is not used. None of the Panchamakaras are used. You know what are Panchamakaras?
Yes.
They're not used. Because they're all produced within the body through meditation and so on. Tough path. Vamachara believes that human beings, most of us are categorized as Pashu level, which means still animals. We cannot give up everything and suddenly go to high spiritual levels, which is only few talented people or people with that background can do. What about the rest? So they said, enjoy and move forward. This is Tantra. So the key word used in Tantra, the slogan is Yogo, Bhogo Yogayate. That means yoga is bhoga. Bhoga is enjoyment. So when you do yoga, what happens? You enjoy internally when your Kundalini is awakened. Where does it awaken from? From the Muladhara. Where is the Muladhara? Just behind your reproductive organs. It is the same energy which flows downwards that one has sexual enjoyment. The Tantra, one who really knows Tantra, has learned how to activate this energy and make it also ascend upwards. Sometimes it can happen also through an act, which is why this bad name has come to Tantra. But that has to be done very carefully with proper guidance. Otherwise, you will just end up like any other physical act. One has to learn how to do khechiri, one should know how to vajroli, how to not allow the energy to go but to hold it. And so, I mean, it's elaborate subject. What I'm trying to say, there are two paths in Tantra, left-handed path. Left-handed path makes use of the 5 makaras because they believe human beings cannot give up everything and go there only through enjoyment and then slowly moving forward. Pancha makaras meaning 5 M's. Makara is M. Alphabet. It is Matsya, Mamsa, Madhu, which is Madhya, Maithuna, and forget this one more.
It's basically
grains.
Yeah. Grain, fish, meat,
Yes,
alcohol, sex.
Yes. So, what they're trying to do is using this to sublimate the mind. Not to remain there, but to sublimate the mind. So, this is the part, the Kaulachara, it's also called. All the Kauls in Kashmir come from that. You see? So, but that does not mean that it is merely a kind of a uh, what is it called? Partying kind of thing, Tantra. It's a very serious affair, and if proper teacher is there, one can definitely practice. Now, since we are on the subject, if you want, I want you to be clear about a picture of Tantra, which will take many such episodes, maybe. So, I would suggest that fortunately, there is a beautiful text which has been translated into English. It's written by somebody called Author Avalon, who also wrote The Serpent Power. Serpent Power is about the Kundalini. He wrote The Serpent Power, which is actually a translation of Purnananda Yogi's Sat Chakra Nirupana, description of the six chakras. So, Author Avalon was, his name actually is Sir John Woodroffe. This is good for everybody to understand Tantra, for the viewers especially. He was a judge of the Calcutta High Court. He was an Englishman. So John Woodroffe was so interested in Tantra that later on he resigned from the High Court and spent time with the Tantrics. In Bengal is a very good center of Tantra. So based on studying the textbooks of Tantra, more than the practical aspects, he wrote an excellent book called Introduction to Tantra. I think you should read it.
Introduction.
Yeah, Introduction to Tantra.
All right.
And a few other books which are technical. No need to go into that. And Satchakra Nirupana, which is The Serpent Power. These two books. This will give a complete picture of what Tantra is and what are the textbooks you can rely on for understanding Tantra, so that one gets free of this idea that Tantra is just ghosts and ghouls and,
Because I know a lot of the listeners are listening to this episode for that reason. One thing I learned from the episode with Rajarshi sir was that when your path moves forward, there will be forces which will try to pull you back.
Of course.
And of course, these forces can be in other people's minds and hearts where they doubt you and they say, no, you won't be able to do it.
Absolutely.
But it can also actually be darker forces.
Yes.
Sometimes it could be darker forces influencing those people to pull you back.
Possible.
I want to know about this whole dark aspect, which is kind of the antithesis to spiritual growth.
Can I say something?
Sure, sir.
The moment you begin to think or apply your mind to this, their presence becomes stronger. It's better to use other things and positive things so that they don't have time to enter.
Okay. Would you not like to talk about it for the same reason?
Yeah.
Okay. Understood.
So this Babaji taught me, when you discuss these matters, they're all there. Come out of that. Discuss about the higher good beings and they're not there.
Okay. Fine. I will ask you the one burning question then that I've saved up till the end.
Sure.
Am I doing something wrong in like my life by like talking about these dark things on the internet?
No. That I'm saying the principle, the basic principle is that when you are talking about them, their presence is there. But here you need not, when I'm there, which one is out?
You've had to deal with these things?
Yes,
Okay.
Sometimes. I have written it also in my biography in some places. I've mentioned it. I had to put up a tough fight sometimes.
Even now?
No.
Not now. They don't come near.
From far.
Because there are already higher beings with you.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's actually a fight between
not
those.
Only because of having higher beings, but now they look at me as a higher being. So
New clips released at the same time that a podcast releases. This is TRS Clips. Make sure you subscribe.